Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here for another one of my car chats. My name is Beth. I live in Houston, and every once in a while I need to do what I call a Saturday Thrifting Marathon. So I'm going to talk to you about what that is, and I'm going to tell you how I prepare for it, what I take with me, and some things you may not have thought about. A lot of these things I'll have to put on the screen after I upload this video, because I don't want to hold this stuff up and while I'm driving. But before I started this video, I wanted to let you guys know that my dad is scheduled to be released from rehab on Friday, February 3rd. So I appreciate all your prayers that you're still putting out there for him and the rest of my family. He's working really, really hard, and we're hoping that his rehab is very successful. So it's been great. All right, let's go ahead and talk about my day. So basically the way I structure my thrifting marathon days is I go and I thrift for approximately 3 hours. Then I leave and I meet my wife for lunch at one of our favorite restaurants where they serve home-cooked meals, pretty much, basically home-cooked down southern meals. So they really fill you up, they comfort you. We're talking like meatloaf, fried chicken, fried shrimp, barbecue. It's just a great place. It's been there since like 1927 or something like that. So anyway, and it's pretty like halfway between our house and the thrift store, so she just meets me there. I call her when I'm checking out, and we usually get there about the same time. And then I leave her and I go back to the thrift, and I thrift another 2.5, 3 hours. It just depends. My goal each trip is about 100 items. Sometimes I'm a little less, sometimes I'm a little more, but that's my goal. Right now, I am letting 10 drafts go live every day, so technically I need 70 items per week. I will be traveling in a couple of weeks, and so I'm not going to be able to thrift. So hopefully this will take care of, over 2 weeks worth of inventory that I will need. And I also need to have extra because I thrift extremely quickly. I thumb through the clothes very quickly. Sometimes I miss flaws and I have to discard the items. So usually out of 100, I might discard 1 or 2. On a really bad day, I'll discard 3 or 4, but that's extremely unusual. I'm doing much better with catching flaws. I think a lot of my problem is my eyes are old and my eyesight, and I think the lighting in there is pretty bad because it seems like the things that I'm missing are like very light spots. I'm not missing a lot of rips and things like that, but it's like light spots. And then you think you can get them out, but then when you spot treat them, they don't come out because they've probably been washed and dried several times, and that's how it goes. I usually don't catch them until after I've dried them, so that's the bummer part. But anyway, so let me tell you how I prepare for any thrifting trip, basically. But, for today, let's talk about today. So the first thing I do is I get IKEA bags, as many as I can find. Unfortunately, today I was only able to find 4, and I probably need more like 8. And the reason I do this is they put like 20 to 25 pieces of clothing in a bag and tie it. And I have had times where I've been in the parking lot and the bags have busted open. So I like to have that IKEA bag there as some support to get the items to and from the car. So what I may do is take the bags out after the first trip and reuse the bags to get them to my car. That's my idea. But I used to have a total of 13 IKEA bags, and I don't know where the hell they are. I know I gave one to my mother last week to borrow, but they just get taken to, my mother-in-law's, or there's maybe some inventory is in there. I don't know where they are, but I only was able to find 4 out of 13, so that's pretty bad. I don't think there's any in my trunk, though. I think I've emptied my trunk of all my inventory. I think, guys, this is the first time my car has ever not had inventory in it. This would be a great day to go get my car washed, because that's why I haven't gone to get a car wash. I've never washed this car since I bought it on June 9th. Never. I had it washed when I took it in for service one time, and that's the only time this car has ever been washed. and it's definitely not been vacuumed or detailed inside or anything. So I really need to do that. Yeah, but it's completely empty of inventory. So I don't know. But then we're supposed to have rain today, and about 2 o'clock it's supposed to be like 80% thunderstorm. So I'm going to be out in the parking lot trying to get my stuff into my car, and then I'm not looking forward to that. But anyway, back to that. So IKEA bags is your friend. I find that I like the ones that don't zip because I can get more in, it's sticking out. I don't have to cram the stuff in there. But I know some people really do like the zip up ones. I can see where those are, very popular. All right, the next thing that I make sure that I have, and I'm stopping at a stoplight, so I guess I can go ahead and show you this, is my counter. This costs about $7 on Amazon. It is like this. I call it a clicker. I got my granddaughter one for Christmas because she's fascinated with it. So I just click it every time I put an item in my cart. That makes me, lets me know when I get close to my 100. I also sometimes like to look at it after I go down the dress aisle and see how many dresses I was able to get on that one aisle. Sometimes I do things like that. I take a picture of it at the end and put it on Instagram so you guys can see, how many items I got at the thrift. And if I don't have my clicker, there was one time I went without my clicker, and I wasn't sure how many items, because if you have a lot of sweaters and things like that, it makes your stack look higher, but you have less items. So the clicker is awesome, guys. You need to get one. A lot of people use it like when they're timing like when they're trying to keep track of their listings. I know how many I'm listing a day, so that doesn't matter. But people use it for other things. Okay. The other thing I get is my handy new headset, and I will, someone that I've been talking about that Sharon recommended, and it's Bluetooth, and I carry it with me for two reasons. One, sometimes it's not that I don't like the music in the thrift store, but I go every week practically. And so I've memorized the playlist, and unfortunately they haven't changed the playlist in a couple of years. So I actually know which song is coming on next, and that's irritating to me. They also play a lot of Spanish music. When I first started thrifting there, they played like Spanish music for an hour, and then music in English for an hour. And I speak Spanish, but I don't know, they sing so fast and everything. I don't really catch all the words, and I don't know. Some of the songs I like, but then I guess somebody complained, and so now what they do is they play one song in English and then two in Spanish and then two in English. They alternate, which is nice. Sometimes I'm just not up for their playlist, so I like to listen to mine, my Bluetooth. I put it on Spotify, or sometimes I put it on YouTube. Listen to podcasts. Sometimes I listen to people talking. It just depends on my mood. So right now I can't even tell you what I'm going to do. I guess I'm going to get in there. Sometimes their music is so freaking loud in certain places that if I have the Bluetooth going, it's too much sensory stuff going on. I have to turn mine off. But anyway, it's distracting, and if you can get a great playlist that really motivates you, you can go faster. And that's really my goal, is to go as fast as possible without missing flaws. The next thing I'm bringing is this thing. This is a fan. My daughter got me this for Christmas. It's awesome. There are certain places in the thrift store, even today it's 54. There will be certain places in the thrift store today where there are no vents, I guess, and I get extremely, extremely hot. Like, I feel like I'm going to faint, that kind of hot. And so I've been bringing this with me. This will be my second time. When I had it the last time, it was an absolute lifesaver, because I was actually leaning on my cart to keep from falling down. I felt like I was going to pass out. And I think this was like $24. And when I turned this on, it made all the difference in the world. So I don't have it on all the time because it kind of buzzes, it makes a noise. But so that's what else I bring. Also, before I leave to go to the thrift, I get my purse. I take my debit card, my business debit card. I take my personal debit card and my driver's license, and I put it somewhere, all right, on my person. And that way I don't have to carry a purse, and because I'm petrified of people taking my purse out of my cart. I've seen it before in other stores where people have gotten their purse stolen, and I really just do without the other things that are in my purse, and I leave the purse at home. My insurance card for my car is in my car, and I might bring some beef jerky, put it in my car, but yeah, I leave everything at home, and I can move freely around. I don't have to worry about leaving my cart and watching my purse. So guys, I would really like for you to comment below, what are some things that you take to the thrift? You know, when I used to go to the bins and get parts, I used to take little screwdrivers. I used to take rubber bands. I had my own little, go-to stuff, batteries, things like that. I sometimes wish I could take some baby wipes with me, if I see a spot, to kind of rub it on there and see if it will lift. But that would involve putting something in my pocket that's wet, and then I'm going to have to put it in a baggie. And I don't have any more pockets, unfortunately. I have my keys, my phone. And also, what I was going to tell you I do about this clicker is I put a rubber band on it. It does have a lanyard, but I didn't really want it on a lanyard. I didn't want to have to bend down every time and look and see. So I put it on a long rubber band, and then I tie this rubber band to the actual shopping cart, and so it's right there in the front. When I first go into the store, I take the IKEA bags and I lay them in the long part of the cart, and then I put my clicker on the part where the child would normally sit. Excuse me, I don't want to hit this truck. Okay, and then sometimes they have items that have the security tags have not been taken off. So those, if I ever find any of those go in the part where the child would sit, and then I just put the clicker back on top of that. That's also where I put my jacket, if I have a jacket, so I can remember my jacket's here. Don't charge me for this. I put my jacket on right before I check out. And anything that I want to comp, I also do that. Another thing I sometimes do, if I'm not sure of an item, which is very rare, I keep it on the hanger. And then we're supposed to take them off the hangers before we get to checkout. So I take everything off the hanger, unless it's something that I feel like I need to look up, or maybe it's something that's white and I want to look it over one more time before I buy it to make sure there's no spots. I keep it on the hanger, hang it on the cart, and then when I get over by a window where it's easier to see, I'll go over that. But I'm not one of these people that's going to go through 100 items and double check that there's no flaws. I don't have that kind of time. I'm getting my items for so cheap that if I discard one or two items, I'm not out hardly any money. And I'm going to be putting in this video pictures of my carts after each thrift, morning and afternoon, how many I thrifted, and maybe some highlights. Like if I find some Disney items or something unusual, I may take a picture of it. I take pictures on Instagram, put them on Instagram of things like, Disney shirts and things like that are unusual. But I don't have time to take a picture of everything that I pick up that's cool. So I also don't have a GoPro, and I don't know, maybe one day if I ever get to 1,000, which, guys, by the way, thank you for sharing my channel with others. I'm almost to I need about 25, 28 more subscribers, and I'll be to 900. So that's awesome. Thank you. Maybe when I get to about 1,000 and I'm really confident that people, are going to stay on this channel, I might invest in a GoPro, because I really would like to film myself thrifting. I've tried to do it before, and I can't get the phone to stand up enough to where you can actually see me doing anything. And because of my arthritis, I just cannot hold a phone and flip through clothes. It's just, I've tried it and it just looks dumb. So I go super, super fast. I remember when I very first started, and I used to watch Nicole State's videos and how fast she would go through clothes. And I thought, wow, that's just impossible. Like, how in the world is she speeding this video up? But no, I'm really, really fast, which is why I think I'm getting, I don't know if it's bursitis or what it is, but in this right arm, it hurts constantly. It feels like a pulled muscle constantly. It doesn't matter if I don't use it for 2 weeks. If I don't go thrifting for 2 weeks, it's still there. I think I've probably got some permanent damage in this arm, and I feel like that's from moving the clothes so fast. I tried, when it's really bothering me, I try to thrift with my left arm, but I'm not very successful. But it's not painful. It's uncomfortable. So even if I lift like a 16-ounce bottle of Coke, I can feel it. It pulls. So even something that small, if I have, a drink in a glass, I'm always afraid I'm going to drop it, because when I pick it up, it pulls, and I'm afraid I'm going to drop it. So I don't know, guys, if you think you know what that is. Some people have tennis elbows, some people have carpal tunnel. Mine is right here. All right, I don't know what you call that, but if it was a pulled muscle, it would go away, right? If it's had a 2 or 3 week break, it hasn't. All right, so I'm going to be at the thrift pretty soon. I've just finished my first part of my thrifting today. It took me about 3 hours altogether, including checking out. They charged me for 105 items. My clicker says 109. Sometimes I click it twice accidentally, or of course I'm sure they make mistakes as well. So it ended up being a little under $200 for 105 items. So I said that's including tax. I got quite a bit of Catherine's today, some soft surroundings, and I don't remember, and a lot of Chicos as usual. I pretty much held off on a lot of the Alfred Dunner, unless it was plus sized. Yeah, I'm pleased. I did pretty well, I think. Let me take this thing off my head. So I didn't even need that thing on my neck. It was cool enough in there, and I missed the rain the first time, so I'm glad. Now I'm going to go get some lunch with my wife and use the restroom. The restroom in that thrift store is disgusting. It's the last place I want to be. The issue today, sorry about all the road noise, the issue today was personal space. I just could not get people to, stay in their space, and I was doing the typewriter thing where I was going down one side of the aisle and turning around and going back the other way, thinking that would help, and it didn't really help. People were still getting in front of me, and they can see that I'm going down the road, but they just, and then there was a homeless person in there today who was, she was behaving herself and everything, but she was just, annoying and had no reason to be there really, except to annoy people. And so I don't know, I think maybe finally got her to leave. I don't know. So anyway, so all in all, my first part of my day is pretty good. I'm starting to get, sometimes when I stand up that long, I start getting a little pain in my chest. My legs start to hurt. My legs were hurting a little bit, but it was manageable. So, hey, it's hell getting old. But I think I'm fine, and I think once I have a nice lunch and everything, then I'll be refreshed, and then we just won't have dinner tonight because, it's already, it'll be 12:30, 1:45 before we eat, so we won't really have dinner tonight, just kind of snacky stuff. So, let me know what you did today on Saturday, January 21st. And I will check back in with you after my second trip to the thrift. All right, I'm back. We had lunch. I had catfish fillets with a loaded baked potato and a salad with Thousand Island dressing, and I'm putting pictures of the plates in the video here. I did not eat it all, of course. I had to give my leftovers to Jania to take home, but it was delicious as always. They were packed, but the service there is absolutely amazing. The ladies just run around super fast and take care of everybody. So now I'm back to the thrift. I've got to remember which aisle I ended on. I think I only got one pair of pants when I was there earlier, and so I really need to look at pants today on my second trip. And I'm not really getting as many jeans anymore. I've been kind of going back and doing research in my store, and it seems to me that the kind of jeans that are selling for me right now are in different colors, like soft grays, soft blues, the velvety soft jeans. Jeggings are selling better for me than just your regular jeans. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on today when I go back. And also comfort pants, like have elastic waistbands with drawstrings, palazzo pants, or pants that you would lounge around in, but all plus sizes if possible. And so, but here's my dilemma. I'm not going to be able to have another clothing sale until the first week of February, and because I'll be out of town when I'm supposed to have the next one on the 31st. So, if I pick up mainly plus size clothing right now, then I won't be able to list anything because I'll be saving it for my plus size clothing sale. So I may have to be a little choosier about what I put in my plus size sale. I think I'm kind of figuring out what you guys like and are shopping for. But not always. Sometimes I'm surprised by some of the items that you decide that you want. Like, for a while I wasn't going to put any t-shirts out, but then I've had some people buy t-shirts for me, and so I don't know. I'm just going to have to pick and choose, and that's my dilemma right now. Because if I get all plus sizes, then I can't list anything. I don't know. But anyway, if you missed my sale, feel free to go to my store. It's linked below. Right now, you get 50% off anything in my store by using the coupon code PADDLEON with no spaces, and that's off your entire order. So feel free to use that code. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you could do so. And be sure that you hit the notification bell and select all, so you will be notified by YouTube the next time I go live or upload a video. I also would greatly appreciate a thumbs up on this video. So I'm going to go back. I need to sit in the car for a few minutes. I have like 10 buyers that I can send offers to. I've only had one sale today, and then I just had a private sale, and I don't think I've had a sale on Poshmark. Oh, speaking of Poshmark, yesterday I had this lady who kept, well, first she asked for measurements on a shirt, and I said, have you looked in the third photo? So tired of saying that. It's in the photo, right? It's in the photo. But I don't know, I hope I'm not missing my turn. Okay, so then she'd say, before I'd answer, she'd say, did you get my message? Did you see my comment below? Then I sent her that. Then she says, then she bought it, and then she starts sending me messages telling me how to ship it. So this is on Poshmark. She's like, when you ship this, you need to put it in a plastic bag, in a poly mailer, and then you need to put it in a box. Now, this was just a button-up shirt, and you need to put it in a box, she says, when you ship it. I'm like, nobody's going to tell me how to ship a button-up shirt, okay? Maybe if I was sending a food processor, but they might want to double check that I'm going to pack it securely, which why wouldn't I? But she's telling me that things have arrived damaged at her place. And I didn't respond to that. And then she said, did you get my message? Did you see my comment? I put another comment. And you can see there's like 5 or 6 comments in a row. It's crazy. So I went ahead and shipped it yesterday during the day, which I never do. I usually do my shipping at night, just so she knew it had already been shipped, quote shipped, and it's being picked up today, so that it would be too late for her to, I would just have to say, oops, I didn't see that comment, and then I blocked her. I don't want her buying from me anymore. I don't need anybody telling. Do you have people telling you how to run your business? That just irritates the heck out of me. People telling me how to run my business. That's not cool. I have a feeling that I am going the wrong way. Maybe not. Yeah. I missed my turn. Okay, I'm back. This should be my last part of the video. I just went to the thrift store again. I did not get 100. I'm just needing to go home and relax. It's been a long day. So I got 86 items and they charged me for 87. So I don't know what happened. I probably didn't click the button hard enough. I actually took a picture of 85 on the clicker for Instagram. And then as I was leaving, out of the corner of my eye, I spied what I was hoping was a Quaker Factory top. Really cute. Lots of bling. I don't know. It had martini glasses or margarita glasses on. It was adorable. And I don't know how I knew it was Quaker Factory. But after a while, you start seeing these brands and you can just spot them. Like Leoma Love Grows, I can spot them way down the aisle. And I was just like, it was a lime green top. And I was like, man, I bet that's a Quaker Factory. It was. So, I did have another lady today at the second thrift time came up and asked me for 75 cents. And I told her I didn't have any money, which is not a lie because I don't take cash with me to the thrift store. So the last time a guy asked me for money in the thrift store and I told him I didn't have any money, he was yelling at me and calling me a bitch. So I'm glad this lady did not get upset with me because I was telling her the truth. And I don't know if there's any way to keep these people out of the store. I don't know. People should be there to shop, not ask for money. So, and there's another lady who backs up to the store. If you guys go to the store in Houston, you know what I'm talking about. She backs her van up and she pulls her hatchback up and she sells like, I don't know, like laundry detergent, shampoo, beauty products out of the trunk of her car, right in front of the door of the store. I don't know why they allow that. And I know it doesn't sound like a bad thing, but the problem is she puts her chair there where I'm trying to get my cart out of the door. I don't know. It's just, she's in the way. Let's put it that way. It's hard to get by her with her chair there. It just irritates me. I'm all for free enterprise and everything, but I don't know. But I will say that there is a lady who works there. She's an older lady, and I never did like her much. She was always mean to me. She always told me I couldn't take my cart out to the parking lot. And I'm like, well, I've got 5 or 6 bags. I don't have a choice, and I do this every week. And she would get really mad at me and stuff. Well, a few weeks ago when I was there, she found out I spoke Spanish. So we started talking in Spanish, and she liked that a lot. And we started talking about my dad being in the hospital, and I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, wow, she's being really nice to me, and I'm gonna take the cart outside and she's not gonna yell at me. she didn't. Well, today, when she checked me out, and I'm going to tell you, this was at least 3 weeks ago, my last visit, she said, how's your dad? And I was like, you remember that? And she said, of course I remember you. She said, I've been praying for your father. And I was just like, wow, like, that's awesome. So anyway, I guess she and I have kind of hit it off now. So that's, I mean, a lot of them recognize me, but they don't really have conversations with me. Only like, that's the third one now that I can actually go up to and actually have a conversation with somebody about, you know, something. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, I'm having people send cards to my dad, greeting cards, so that, you know, to give him encouragement to keep working, because it's just so hard to keep working on yourself, on your body, when you've been there for so long. So I'm having friends and family send him cards, and it gives him something to do, gives him something to read, and it just lets him know that people, you know, are thinking of him. Even if they don't know him personally, they know me. So I want to thank my friends who are watching this who have sent him cards. He hasn't mentioned it yet, but I haven't been up there for a couple of days. So tomorrow I'm going to go to rehab and just see how it goes. And I don't know. Well, I did miss my turn earlier. I had to go I'm like a mile and a half out of my way to get back. So I'm going to hang up now, so that I don't do that again to get home, because when I'm talking, I don't pay attention to what I'm doing. I thank you all for joining me on this video. May God keep you in his pocket. Paddle on. Love you guys. Bye.